Yo, what's happening, good people? Welcome to this month's Free for All Friday, man. It's your boy K. Mims, the only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. I got two of my good people with me, Miss Asia from Small Talk, my dog Rob from Captain's Law. How y'all feeling, man? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Good evening. Good
Good.
evening.
For so,
Happy
for so, for so, for
Friday.
so. So I want to start with this because this happened on our last Free for All that y'all got on me on. But I want to acknowledge this. Did y'all see the news about Wendy Williams that came out? Or did y'all not? Y'all didn't.
I seen it.
So how do y'all feel after
I didn't
getting on me?
see it.
But
What happened?
I
so it came.
mean, it's no way for any of us to know what was going on with her.
So this is. I actually have a very specific question about it. So what came out, Asia, was Wendy Williams has dementia. Well, signs. Is it signs of early dementia or dementia, Rob?
I think they just say she just has it.
She has it, right? So this is what I actually want to say. Get y'all opinion on what y'all think about this. So I read some comments today. I'm not a comment reader, but I read them today because we was getting on today, and I wanted to ask, how do y'all feel about y'all know how Wendy Williams' career go? Y'all know what she did. Y'all know everything. How do y'all feel about people like being, I don't want to say tone deaf, but people not having sympathy or empathy and saying like, oh, that's her karma. She deserved to get that. Like, do y'all feel like what do y'all think about that? People saying
That's
that
what
it's
people
okay
were
that she did
saying.
it. Yeah, bro, it got reckless. People were saying like she deserved to have it because of her career, and this is what she get. This is her karma, X, Y, and Z. What y'all think about that as far as where her career was and how it went, and like people basically being okay with her, fading out slowly, not trying to be funny or anything like that.
Miss A, you can go first.
Um, Man, no, and y'all know from the last one, like I'm not a big Wendy Williams fan at all. Like I've
Uh
never
huh.
rocked with her, never liked her. But at the same time, I would never wish that on anybody. So I
For
feel
sure.
like even if people like that's just I don't know, I just feel there's certain things like we just shouldn't say, we shouldn't even think. But people are
Hmm.
reckless. So people gonna be
I feel
people, but
bad for her, but I
I
feel like
feel bad, man. Listen, and so not to cut you off, Kate.
no, you
I
good, you
feel
good.
bad for anybody. Like my grandmother has it right now, and
Mhm.
like them early stages when they really like pop off. If you don't know, if you're not educated on like what it does to the person, to the mind, and then like to them over time, like you if you really knew what that stuff does to you, you wouldn't say that. Like when my grandmother when I was told that she had it, I didn't really understand it. She stayed in a senior living facility, and I went to see her, and I said, "Hey, grandma," and I was giving her a hug, and she looked at me like I was trying to take her or something, and she
Oh
ran to
man.
the wall and was yelling my name, because so she
Oh
called me.
man.
Yeah, so she called me my middle name. So she's like, "Where's my grandson? Where's Leon? Where's my grandson?" And I'm like, I'm like, "Hey, I'm right here. Like I'm right here." And I'm like, "What's going on?" Nobody's telling me nothing. I got
Yeah.
choked up. I had to leave because
Yeah.
really broke my heart. And then she called me like 6 months later. She's like, "I got it back." And then she was acting totally normal. And
Damn.
then as time goes by, now she thinks that she's waiting for this white guy. She was in the senior living place. She's waiting for him to come pick her up. He died in there, and she don't even realize it.
Damn.
So think
I'm
about that.
sorry to hear that, bro.
Think about that. And so what it does to you is, so when your mind goes bad, like dementia, it's not just like you don't know who anybody is. It's like you don't know if you're hungry, you don't know if you're thirsty, you don't know that it's time for you to go to sleep. Like she'll be up 2, 3 days straight because in her mind, I gotta be awake,
Mm,
or won't eat because in her mind she's not hungry.
damn.
You know,
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That's tough. I don't know how I would react to that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was
Uh-uh.
choked up big time, man. I'm pretty go hard on, but some tears was falling. And I was like, I wish somebody just would have kind of briefed me and I would have been a little bit more well prepared. You know what I'm
So Brittany Nicole, appreciate you tapping in. She yelled out, "You reap what you sow." Hey, Brittany, that's a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm a
Brittany, you are reckless. You are reckless.
Brittany, that's a little tough on the body. So my thing is this, like, and I want to, like, I think, I've only heard stories. Like Rob, what you said, my wife's grandmother had it. It wasn't as personable to her because it was something like their mind starts to go back in time. So being that it was her grandmother, she wasn't one of the people that she even remembered at all. So she didn't catch it from a very personal standpoint like you. So I'll say this: I don't wish that on nobody. I just wonder if that's one of those things where it's like, damn, is that, does what you put out in the world come back to bite you some way? I'm not saying it looks like dementia, but does what you put out in the world come back to bite you some way? I don't wish that on nobody, but it's like, damn, like she is kind of having a hard fall from fame, man. And it's kind of, honestly, bro, it's tough to watch. Like, it's just tough to watch to see somebody who did all that and just fall to the side of the world, man. But I really.
Well, I mean, look, she did it for a long time, so it ain't like, her career was, regardless if she was in good health or not, it was time for her to go anyway.
Damn.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, career wise.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, health, healthy.
Oh, I'm glad you cleared that up, bro.
I'm talking about her job. She was on the slope anyway. You know what I mean? She was on the chopping block.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're gonna move into the segment of one has to go. I thought about this one, man. You know what I'm saying? This ain't regular, but this is a good, like, I want to know what vibe I was. So this one has to go. This is the Black movie classic, and I went with like love stories, man. So one has to go. The Wood, The Brothers, or Best Man. One got to get up out of there. Yeah.
So the Best Man was the one. Was that Tay Diggs and Morris Chestnut?
When he was smashing Morris Chestnut White.
And the brothers was
D.L. Hughley. I don't know.
the brothers.
Oh, ain't that the one? There's a white boy in that one, right? Am I thinking of the
no? Hey, I'm low key judging y'all that y'all gotta ask which one is which, man.
Bro, you going listen? Listen. First of all, the Wood is undefeated on this list. Let's just start.
Hey, slow down, Rob. So watch yourself, bro.
The Wood is undefeated, bro. But
watch yourself.
You don't think so, Peter?
Mm-hmm.
So let me. The Wood would not be the one I cut. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I talk trash, y'all, I would cut the brothers. However, I don't know if the Wood competes with Best Man though. I don't know if the Wood competes with Best Man. The Best Man joint, bro. Like, and that's one of the only series ever. Well, it's not serious. That's one of the only movies where when they redid it, they kept the cast and it got better. Did y'all watch everything?
That's true. Yeah.
The reboot was like, bro, and I'm gonna be real. The final chapter was really like that. Oh, dang, everybody said Brittany said the brothers too. Why everybody trying to get rid of the brothers, bro?
Come on. You had to pick something. Look, if you would have said the Wood, Inkwell, and the brothers, then it would have, and the Best Man, then I would have been like, I don't know, but you kind of I feel like you made it a little easy for me. I don't even remember the brothers.
I don't even know what Inkwell is.
You don't know what the Inkwell is?
Nah, bro. What is that?
I definitely don't know.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on, man.
Hey, listen. Stop playing with me right now.
Don't do that. I've never heard that movie on any list.
Lorenz Tate, Dwayne Martin, Jada Pinkett. Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious, bro.
Man, hey, listen, homework. Both of y'all need to watch the Inkwell.
I'm on Google right now.
Yeah,
Inkwell. Sure. Listen, Inkwell is like top black classic black movie. Like,
oh, I gotta see that. So we got Julius. Appreciate you tapping. He said the brothers got to go, and then so now we have somebody saying, Brittany said the Wood, Best Man, or Love and Basketball. I can't wait to hear what y'all gotta say.
Yeah. Oh.
I got you. I say I'm a hold my bro. I'm gonna be super G, man. It's between the Wood and Best Man, bro.
Best Man probably would have went for me. I'd have took Best Man out.
Does the Love and Basketball beat the Wood?
The Love and Basketball is the best one. out of them three.
I agree. I
Oh,
agree. Love and Basketball
oh,
is top for me. Dang, but I really love
hey,
Best Man.
yeah, hey, I'm
Oh,
not gonna lie. I'm not
That's
gonna lie, yo. So with me, it's gonna be tough. I can't. So I'm biased. Julia said, "Let Love and Basketball got to go," but I'm biased. I'm not gonna lie. Off the strength, The Wood is my favorite movie, black classic of all time. So I gotta let The Best Man go. Even though I said everything I just said, I gotta let The Best
mm,
Man go. I
okay.
can't let Love and because like Love and Basketball was a movie where every young lady that wasn't a hooper, I try to dig in her history and see if she ever played rec ball, ever shot a basketball, because we had to be that when I was hooping. We had to be that. Love and Basketball was that for me.
Right.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this: do y'all feel like those relationships? I'm going to the brothers. Do y'all feel like those relationships still happen in modern day? Like those, you and your bros get together, or you and your ladies get together every Wednesday for coffee, or the bros get together to hoop and da da da. Or do y'all feel like those times are dying? I feel like all the classic movies that we came up on that we love, they were sending us messages that were like what sustainable adulthood was about, but we don't do it no more. So do y'all feel like those, even like with The Best Man, do y'all feel like those relationships are still a thing now, or people too caught up in being I ain't gonna say but in being an introvert, my peace. I ain't got time. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Do y'all feel like those times are still among us?
I mean, I definitely think that there's a lot more obstacles in front of the younger generation coming in to actually achieve that. It seemed
Mm-hmm.
like it was just easy because we didn't have as many distractions as we do now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it probably not as much, but I think if we were able to kind of just trim the fat a little bit, we could be right back there.
Okay. What you think, Asia?
Um, I feel like it because the thing is, I think that we do still have those spaces, but I think it just looks very, very different. So for instance, like it might not be all right every Wednesday, we're linking up and all these things just because I feel like with all of our responsibilities and all the things, and even in being in the virtual space, like we're not always as connected in the like physically, right? But I do think
Yeah.
that we do prioritize like still making time for our crew, right? So like for instance,
Mm-hmm.
like I have a group of friends that's like in the Greek world, like we go on vacations together, and we were doing it. It was like, all right, every year we know we gonna link up. Every year we gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? I feel like even with like millennials versus the world, right? Like I feel like even us doing things like this,
Mm-hmm.
it allows us to have that, like, okay, we know that once a month we're gonna come together and we're gonna chop it up, right? So
For sure.
I think it just looks different in this digital age.
So that's a great segue into one of the topics that's gonna be later, but I'm gonna do it now. What do y'all feel like? What do y'all feel like? Um, so this next segment is going to be about now. It's going to be called Now and Then. And what do y'all feel like? What don't we do now that we used to do then before cell phones? So what don't we do now that we used to do then before cell phones? Because like Asia, what you said, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be super, super real. I struggle with like the virtual experience ain't like connect. It don't do this. Not I'm not talking about like this. I'm talking about people that I used to spend time with, like family. Now that I only see in video, it don't do the same thing for me. Like I remember once upon a
I agree.
time, you had to make time to go to somebody's crib or go travel to see them because it wasn't just like, oh, we can video call on holidays now. Nah, bro, everybody went to grandma's house. We did that because that's when we saw each
Hmm.
other. And now it's like we've eliminated that thing because of technology, because of that, because of technology, because of how fast the world is moving, because of everything. So, what's some of the things I feel like we did then that we don't do now simply because of the cell phone? Simply because of the cell phone. What don't we do anymore?
I mean, basic interaction. I
Hmm.
mean, I can really only use like my son as an example because I feel like
Oh, my
they're the
man
ones
Yeet. Tell him my man Yeet.
they're the ones the most engulfed in it. Like
Hmm.
they're so like wrapped around this that they don't know how to like talk to each other or just go outside and see a kid, playing on his basketball court. Hey, can I play with you? Like they don't know how to do that no more. And I can't really pinpoint it exactly what it does for adults, but I definitely think it does, make it easier to say, well, I don't have to travel to New York or wherever my family stays. I can just do a video. We can do a Zoom party or something for
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. We don't have to leave our houses type of thing. And I think that is, I mean, I think it's just a one-way trip, man. I don't think we can ever kind of get out of where we're at now. I just think it's going to keep getting worse.
for sure. For sure. What about you, Adrian?
Yeah,
What you think?
I think there's a bunch of things actually that I started thinking about. Like,
Let's get into it.
we don't have as much, like we used to have a better sense of direction. So like for instance, like now I feel like with cell phones, because before it was like MapQuest, like you better figure out where you're going, exactly where you need to be. You're getting on
Yeah.
MapQuest, having to print out the directions and all the things. But I feel like that's one thing that it's like we're just pulling up things. Like we don't know. It's hard for us to be like, oh yeah, I know you go on this street and that street, whatever, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like to what Rob said too, right? Like just general interaction. I also feel like uh food. I know this might sound interesting, but I feel like we order so much food, and this is actually especially with COVID, the post-COVID
Mm-hmm.
era, but I feel like now with our phones, everything is like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just order this. I'm not gonna go to the grocery store. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have them deliver my groceries to me. I feel like I'm gonna have them bring the food to me. Like we don't. It's just this interaction, not just with people, but just with the world in general. So even
Yeah,
now, like on commercials and stuff like that, they now have to have where it's like, kids, remember to go outside. It's like that was never a thing for
yeah,
us. We just went outside. You didn't have to have Nick
yeah.
Jr. telling us to go outside. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just our general overall interaction with the world. It's just this, we're so disconnected from it.
For sure. Appreciate you, Big Salty tapping in. Brittany said that's another person called Big Salty that said Boogie. That's not Brittany, but Brittany said people only come together for funerals, bring family reunions back. What did y'all ever have family reunions?
When I was young,
Yeah.
But did technology stop it though, or did
man,
people
look,
just
I
not?
don't know how they was doing it, man. They were putting the message on the bird leg and just throwing that joint out there, and we just all met up
Yeah,
just like that,
Yeah.
bro.
yeah, yeah. What
It's
about you,
still some
Adrian? What
people
was
that do it though.
say again?
I say it's still some people that I know that have family reunions, but I
I,
wish.
bro, mom was like, so family reunions were big. It was only on my dad's. So the thing about my mom's side, we so tight knit that holidays was enough because we all saw each other. On my dad's side, we used to go to Charleston, South Carolina every summer in order to like have an actual family reunion. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think this is my personal experience. The people ahead of my generation on my dad's side didn't prep us on how to do it, so it died out. Like, and when those people got older, we ain't know what they were doing to get us all to come. They would like have a string of hotels that you went to. Everybody, everybody staying here. Um, everybody stay here. Uh, my grandfather was in the military, so we would be on base doing activities. Da da da. Saturday, you was doing this. You get your little family reunion shirt, sweat it out, take a picture. But now, bro, it's like we Facebook only. Happy birthday. Get up out of
See,
there.
you know what? I have an example that
All right.
pertains to this too. Oh, real quick, shout out to Big Salty. I brought him here for you.
Oh, what's up? What up, Big Salty? What's happening?
Shout out to Hop Out Gang. This is my gamer buddies. All right.
What's
So
happening?
right now on my dad's side, like
Mhm.
his siblings, their siblings, cousins, they're really tight knit. It's pretty much like a family reunion every holiday because one of the three aunts is gonna host. It's just back and forth between their house, and everybody's gonna pull up. But when it gets to my age generation, the people between 30 and 40, and they'll say, hey, maybe we can have the Thanksgiving at your house. And I'll be like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't even think that, this is a tradition that we trying to start. I'm just thinking like, nah, I don't want that many people in my house. Like they don't look at it. They don't look at it like that.
You don't let friends come and family can't come neither.
Like, this ain't the chill spot, man.
What? So, Asia, would you ever see it? What? Well, I didn't hear you say what your family reunion was like. What was your family reunion lifestyle coming up like versus now?
We had them every year. It was super cool. On my dad's side. Um, my mom's side is a lot smaller. So like we did like maybe one family reunion. My great grandmother was still alive, but outside of that, we did them every year on my dad's side. But when my grandmother died, I don't think
Mm,
any of us realized how like she was really the matriarch.
mm,
And so after when she passed away, that's when we started to realize that, oh, this cousin really don't rock with this aunt and this uncle. He got a problem with everybody, but everybody was just holding their peace for grandma. But now that grandma's gone, everybody's like, oh yeah,
mm,
nah, I won't
mm.
rock with y'all.
Yeah,
And so like it was I we have not had a family reunion since 2012 when my grandmother passed away. Um and so we've been trying to do like little stuff here and there, but trying to get it
mm,
back.
yeah,
But yeah, once she passed away, it was a no go.
yeah. Same. So let me ask. Salute. So you got Big Salty said DMV the shot town with love. Big Salty also said Boogie set up the family dinners in the garage, man.
They're gonna be making jokes the whole night. I'm just letting you know that.
Hey, I'm with. Hey, I'm here for it.
They're gonna be
Appreciate y'all
making
tapping in.
jokes
Make
the
sure
whole
to
night.
y'all, man. Um, what is y'all thoughts on this? What is y'all thoughts of the impact on communication from before when we had to knock on doors, greet people's parents before they came outside. If you called a house phone, you had to say, "Hey, how you doing?" in such and such home. What do y'all feel like the communication? How was communication impacted by technology? Good, bad, or indifferent?
Well, you can go, Miss Asia.
Um,
I want
how
to
is
hear
it
this.
impacted?
So
I
I
feel
got. Do you want me to give you a opinion on what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I'll say this. This is my number one thing. I hate the fact that people text they feeling so much because you can't have a tone in text messages. Like once
Mhm.
upon a time, you had to talk to people. They had to hear you, hear how you sound, hear how you felt, and you got a good depiction. But now everybody texts everything, and in reality, there's no way to actually know how they said it because you read it based off how you feeling. You don't read it based off
Mhm.
what they coming at you with. You get what I'm saying? So like the impact, like back in the day, like you feeling a way, you either had to write it down, which was a former, I get that you still can't hear tone, but like you had to be, thoughtful in the writing it down, or you had to say it to their face. So like now everybody is send a text message that you can't really read through, that you can't really feel, you can't really feel, can't really vibe with, and it's like, damn, now you get a dissertation via text, and you get left feeling confused.
Yeah. No, I
That's
definitely
that.
do agree with that. I
Mhm.
do agree with that. And I feel like yeah, I agree with what you just said. I think even
Mhm.
even when we think about like comments, right? Like sometimes you
Mhm.
can't. I feel like people they're like, yeah, I'm gonna just type whatever, right? Because I'm just
Yeah,
hiding behind the screen type vibe. Um, but I think I don't know because I also I love how we now have group chats. Like that is one thing I do feel like I love the idea of a group chat, right? When people are in there and they're actually communicating. And I say
yeah,
that because I just went back to like y'all remember when like if let's say we didn't have school, right? And y'all remember it was like, all right, this parent had to call this parent, and then that parent had to call that parent, and that's how the news got spread around, right? It was almost
hell
like
yeah,
that tag along type thing, you know? But I feel
yeah,
like with group chats, I like the idea of that because for me, I feel like it's like, okay, like this feels like community.
yeah.
Where we're all kind of like in the same space. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. So I feel mixed about it. But yeah, I definitely do think people
Mixed as
hide
in you
now
feel like it got
more
better.
behind the text. Huh? No.
Mixed as in what? What part do you feel mixed about?
I feel mixed because I think there are some benefits. I feel like
Oh,
technology
okay.
has I feel like there was a space in time where technology was just, let's say, just the texting, right? But I do
Mhm.
think that because of whoever creates all this stuff, right? I do think with them now creating like the group chats and creating like FaceTime and
Group
voice
chat
notes,
ruins a
like,
relationship,
there,
though.
there's that like I'm kind of like stuck in the middle. I see the positives, but I definitely think that it's changed.
What about you, Rob? What you feel? What you feeling on that, big dog? Or
All
none
right.
at all from you?
So
Huh?
I'm looking at it both ways. I'm looking at it good and bad. On the good side, I think, if you look at it from the aspect of like where we are technology wise, I know that, back in the day when we just had telephones and dial up internet, if I was to say, well, hey, I'm going out of the country, but if anybody needs to get in contact with me, you can hit me on WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you left, you left.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you didn't have that. And I think so. I'll just start in the past. Like back in the day, I feel like it was a balance to where like even when the internet like started pop, you had that dial-up internet. But how would you use it though? You go to AOL, you hit the button and make the little 2-minute
Mhm.
noise, but then the phone, you can't use the phone.
Yeah.
So it's tied up the phone. Now it's like, hey, look, I need to get on the phone. You know what I mean? Boom, balance. Now you off. Or to the and that was still at a point where you had to, ain't no group text. This is, hey, we're gonna meet here
Yeah.
every
Right.
week or every other week, which I'm like super duper for that. If you
Mhm.
K Dot, if you notice, how many times do I call you a week? About once, twice?
Yeah. That's
It's
true. Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like that. But
Yeah.
it's
For
like,
sure.
of course, we husbands and all that other stuff, fathers. So
Hmm.
this is it's kind of similar to that. Now you can still do that and you can reach out, anywhere in the world to get that conversation, but
For sure.
it's nothing like being in person.
Facts. 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 So, hey, let me ask you this from a communication standpoint, because your son is probably old enough to have this interaction. So if when you want to meet a parent of his friends, what type of communication suffice, being that you can text, you
That's in
can't,
person.
like,
That's an in person type of thing for me.
regardless of, like, so not just, so does it matter if, like, hey, I have a friend and I want to stay, now I need to meet him in person? Is it a, like,
I
hey,
need
this
to
is my
meet them.
friend,
I need to meet them before.
just straight up in
And
person, I
not,
need to see
yeah,
what's
I
out?
mean, I think in person now, if in person means, hey, I agreed to it, they say, okay, I agreed, and then I take them over there, and then I can chop it up with the father of the house. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
Uh-huh.
can do it
Mhm.
like that, but I mean, we really haven't had a situation like that. That's just the way I think I would handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel bad. I feel bad for youngers nowadays, bro. They don't really have the, and I'm not speaking on your son specifically, but I work in the education system, and I see every day, like, bro, they are eliminating. So this is the negative side of cell phones. I'm gonna get off communication, and a lot of people gonna look at this as a good thing, but I look at this as a hindrance sometimes, bruh. It could be information overload too soon for young people. It's too much information that they cannot process yet. You can't.
Hmm.
Like, it can be overwhelming for us. And then, like, the fact that you can swipe and it could be a different piece of information that sound cool, you get stuck on that. You can Google this in the next 30 minutes, you Googling something else. Like, I think information, the way you had to be intentional about, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember having to go through the dictionary to find words, yo. Like, you wasn't about to be in a dictionary all day, bruh. You wasn't.
Hmm.
But it made you, sound words out, see what words was before ahead of it. You had to know how to look up stuff alphabetically. And I'm only saying that to say, like, bruh, I feel like this whole thing, when people be like, we have so much access now. I don't know if that's as good as
They
we
don't
think
need
it
all
is,
the
bro.
access just because we don't like spoon feed us. You just giving us the whole plate. Hey, take what you want.
Right.
Yeah, bro, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Do you see an impact in that, Asia, in your world, as far as people having, like, let's say this? You know how people can get into self-diagnosing, or I feel this way. Do you see a negative impact from that standpoint of people having certain information outside of what they used to do when they had to go get checkers and stuff like that?
Yeah. I especially like my younger clients, like they will come to me telling
Mhm.
me what diagnosis they have, the symptoms that they have, which
Oh, man.
doctor on TikTok then diagnosed them. And I'm like, you don't have that. That's not what that is. Like, no. My favorite
Yeah.
thing, to be honest, is when people they say like, "Oh, like I was dating this guy and I know that he is a narcissist." And I'm like, he's not, actually. He's not. Uh like he might feel that he is, right? There might be certain things that he's being super selfish or all the things. But I feel like a lot of times, like people saying like the narcissism, like that has been like one of the highest. People say like, oh yeah, he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist, everybody's a narcissist. And I'm like, well, according to the book that helps me to diagnose people, that's not actually accurate. They actually do not meet all the criteria for that,
Yeah.
right? And so if I find that because there's so much information out there, people then they feel like you can't teach them anymore. They already know it. And so it's like they're not actually open to learning. They're open to debating their truth versus your truth because now everything is subjective. You know, nothing is objective anymore.
I, I don't get why somebody would seek help not wanting to like never mind. All right. So uh
Because they want to be validated. That's what it is. They want a yes person. They want to be
I,
validated
I,
in what they feel they're
y'all about to
saying.
y'all about to send me down a row of questions that I'm trying not to go, but that I'm gonna tell you my opinion on that real quick, and it's free for all Friday, so it go where it go. I don't understand, and I want y'all to really challenge my thought on this. I don't understand how somebody can be so sure but need validation. That shit does not make sense to me. How can you be gun ho that the sky is blue and you need somebody to come back and tell you that? So, for instance, I'm gonna take it out of self-diagnosing, right? Like in this world of people saying or like they're so sure of themselves, they know when they need self-care, they know when they boundary word, buzzword. How do we know? Like, why do you need that validation still if you so gun-ho on how you feel about yourself or the information is out there? Like, I don't get that. Like, what's the point of you being so arrogant in your thinking or confident in what you're saying, but you still need somebody to pat you on the back to say, like, yes, that is true, or no, that's not true. Like, am I tripping?
You want more people to agree with you, or you maybe trying to check to see if more people agree with you.
Come on, man. I'm
I
not.
mean,
Come on, man.
it's people
Come
out
on,
here
man.
like that, man.
Yeah, come on, man. I can't.
I mean, that's the only way I can think of.
So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like we are heading to times where there'll be no like where universal respect, universal knowledge, universal traditions are just dying down because people have so much animosity towards tradition that like now we move into a space where like yo we can't even agree on stuff that's right in front of us. Like it's a 2-lane highway and people like no it's really a 1-lane highway with a split. Like, what are we working towards now? I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see it. And it's like, I don't see the benefit of the mental. I see the benefit of mental health becoming a thing. It's dangerous when, boy, let me be careful, boy. Let me be careful, boy. Let me be careful, boy. Now, let me be careful. You know what? It's free for all Friday. I'm gonna say it. Um, Everybody ain't in a mental health crisis, man. Like I feel like some of these things I let me acknowledge disclaimer. Trauma, everything looks different for everybody. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is like just because your car didn't crank that day don't mean the world is coming to an end. Or just because your dog didn't eat its food in the morning. Like I just feel like we get into a space where we have so much information and everything can be a thing. And if my eye twitched twice, that mean that, oh my God, I need to go see somebody. I don't understand. I'm telling you, it really makes me mad. And I'm trying to like, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Or am I just ranting?
It's it's popular right now.
What is popular?
Mental health is popular.
Expand on that.
I
Don't
mean,
stop there.
it's so let's just put it out there. I have PTSD.
Okay.
I was
Respect,
18. I
absolute
was
respect,
18
bro.
years old in Iraq, so ain't nobody about to tell me nothing. But like
Mhm.
the way we are as a society, where we just become more sensitive to like everything.
Mhm.
As soon as someone says, "Oh, I've been having mental health issues," that's like what you hear like all the time when somebody is presumed is not well or something is off. It's like, "Oh yes, it's some mental health stuff," and it's like, all right, man. Like it's like we're hearing this so much, so much. So it's just like we went from not hearing it at all to now everybody got it, like everybody. Or is it something else going on, or is it used as a cover up, or is it used to mask maybe something even worse going on with you? But it's like I see the word has become so common.
Yeah. I love to hear what AJ gonna say. She just observing. What I want
I
to hear it.
am. Yeah, I think the thing that is a buzzword is that not everything is a trauma, right? But I do think that a lot of people do deal with mental health challenges, right? Because you have a mental health challenge, that does not mean that you have full-blown depression or anxiety, right? It means that there are certain things going on that you are not mentally well, that there's something happening. That's just like, for instance, if somebody says, I just don't feel well, right, physically, it does not mean that they have, a broken bone or anything like that. It doesn't have to be on the
Yeah.
extreme, but it could be that they have a headache that day, they have a stomach ache, right? And so, but sometimes we have the words for that. So it's easier for us to then say, I got a headache today. I'm not feeling too well. You know what I'm saying? But when we say that, we
So
automatically think the physical. We don't think the mental. So then people will say, yeah, like I have a mental health thing going on, right? Because that's just the term that they know, right? So that's the first part. The second part is this: within this generation, and I don't want to make it a generational thing, but it just is what it is. But on a generational level, we have a different I'm about to geek out for a second. It is called a window of tolerance, right? And so
okay.
basically, think about our windows of tolerance, and everybody has a different window of tolerance. It's basically where you are able to still be calm, cool, collected, content, okay, even with stress going on, right? So that is your window of tolerance. For some people, they have a shorter window of tolerance, and for some people, they have a bigger window of tolerance. What happens with that
Mhm.
is this: you are experiencing for some people when they are coddled, when they have had, traumatic incidents that have happened in the past, when um, they are not exposed to having to problem solve and things get just solved for them, right? Even things with technology and us having a lot of technology, and it gives us that validation that we need, right? We don't have the sense of like this real world, okay, I need to learn how to survive type of thing. Then every life stress becomes this huge event because in their world, that's what it is. That's what it has been. Even though for some of us, our window of tolerance is just wider, right? So that's why for
Mhm.
some people, some traumatic incidences can be more traumatic than others, right? The window of tolerance is just different. And so people don't know how to then increase their window of tolerance. And that is just by doing things like whether it is being in community or just doing things that are the opposite of what is like going on, right? So for some people, they go towards hypo arousal. I told you I'm going to geek out real quick, but hypoarousal, so that's mean they have like that freeze response. It's like they don't want to do anything. Everything is like depression, right? Everything is
Mhm.
like I'm just isolating myself and all the things. Or hyper, right, arousal, and that's where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so dysregulated, but I'm so panicked, I have anxiety or I have anger issues or angry outbursts. And so it's really just a matter of us as a community trying to find ways to increase our window of tolerance so that stressful events we don't feel the impacts of them as much.
Okay. So I get you
That's
like building capacity on what we deal with on the day to day. Okay,
that's
respect. We got
it.
some comments. So Corey said, "Yo, first." Corey said, "Boog, you look tired, bro. They coming at you, bro. I can't block the strays, bro. I ain't got nothing to do
More
with
about it.
that."
More about it.
Julia said, "People do deal with mental health challenges. Instead of dealing with the issue or problem, they would rather use mental illness as the excuse to not deal with it or get sympathy for it." I'm glad you said it, not me, bro. Like, and I'm Asia. This is what I'm saying. from a capacity standpoint, right? Like I want to be as sensitive as I can be in this moment. I think what Julius I didn't say is what I meant. Like if you
Hmm.
go through something and you deem got out of it. So like Rob, just I appreciate you sharing that you have PTSD, right?
Mhm.
But you managed that and got through it. So when things happen, you have to do the work to get the tools to deal with if things trigger you. Or you could have stayed in that place and never moved from it, and that could have always been your excuse to do whatever you want. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So let me ask you, how did you manage it to get out of it to be so freely to say you have it and be able to manage in the day to day?
Well, first off, you never really get out of it. You just
Mm-hmm.
learn to manage it better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So for me, I used to drink. I haven't had a drink in 2 years.
Yep. Oh, salute. Salute, 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 salute. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Salute.
But so that was one of my triggers. Back in high school, we was drinking in high school. So I've been drinking since I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And just once I went overseas and I came back, I had drinking problem. I was drinking
Mm-hmm.
half gallon of Seagrams on a Monday. Just getting toasty. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
as time went by, when I got out, for those, we don't know, when you young black dude and you go in the military, you don't really have nothing, and you come out, you come out thinking like, man, I served my country, man. Y'all owe me everything. And you come back and you still just a regular person, and then it's like you have to sink to that reality. And then you kind of start questioning, well, did I do this for nothing? I can't find a job. I'm doing security. I'm doing fast food. I'm doing whatever just to get some money. And then it starts taking over. So for me, as far as the PTSD, it was anger. Then
Mm-hmm.
it was eating.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was depression, but that was like short lived. And now
Mm-hmm.
it's anxiety and worrying. So that's what I do now. Worry.
Okay. 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 Appreciate you sharing that, bro. Made
Mhm.
the salute to you to deal with that on the day to day and manage it and get through it and still be productive, be a dad, be a husband. So salute to you, bro,
I
because that's
appreciate
not easy. You know what I'm saying? Sterling says setting boundaries. Sterling, I say this, man, before I get to your other comment. I might be a little devil's advocate tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I agree with you setting boundaries, but I also feel like people need to understand how to set boundaries because a lot of times people be out here setting boundaries that they ain't setting for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally had a conversation with a youngin' today at my job, and he was like, "Yo, man, this dude disrespected me." And the interaction, even though he felt disrespected, that person that did it had no idea that you felt that way. And you talking about standing on business and doing this and doing that. I'm like, young fella, this person doesn't even know they did it to you. So it's gonna keep happening because they don't know they did it. But if you gotta go and have a conversation like, hey man, like I don't operate like that, or I don't do this, or don't do this because it make me feel like that. And then if they cross the boundary, that's setting the boundary. And then if they cross it, it's a different conversation to be had. So Sterling, I absolutely agree. Asia and Rob, what do y'all feel about setting boundaries? How do y'all feel about that? Are y'all good at it? Do y'all do it?
uh as far as what?
Well, we know you set one with your house. Cause yeah,
Rob said, "Do not come over
yeah.
here."
Listen, I'm just a different type of person, man. Like when I say like got it on my own, like
Uh-huh.
if that's in the dictionary, it's a picture of me like this. Like
Hmm.
got it on my own, man. So I set my boundaries. It's just things I'm just not doing. It is what it is. Like, and
Hmm.
I don't really care who it does or doesn't affect. That's just me.
Touche. No, respect. Respect. Asia, what about you? Where you at? Where you at? Well, I know you know how to set one. Go ahead though.
Yeah, setting boundaries is my favorite thing. Because if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. And but I do think that I had to learn that, right? And so I think sometimes like with what you were saying earlier, Keenan, about like setting boundaries and like, but they don't really do that. And it's like they have to learn. So for a
For
lot of
sure.
us that do know how to set boundaries, it's because we at some point we were not setting boundaries and people either took advantage
Facts.
of it, it didn't feel
Facts.
good for us, we got burned by people, and then we had to
Facts.
learn, okay, cool, I'm not about to go through that again. Right. And so
Facts.
then it's like, oh, this is what setting boundaries means. It means prioritizing myself. And so I think like sometimes even with like the younger folks, like they don't know how to set boundaries because they haven't been through enough stuff to learn
Facts.
how to set boundaries. They're gonna have to go through some things, unfortunately, that is gonna be like, oh, okay, so this is what setting boundaries actually means, and this is why it's important. Got it. And then they'll do it. That's all.
For sure. For sure. Sterling also said not everyone has a mental capability to manage different things. People often feel things are on a deeper level than others. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just like, it's true, but I'm just like, man, man, I don't want to be too. My thinking could be rich, and I think that. Let me say this disclaimer: my Rob's was being in Iraq, 18, did right. Me was losing my mother at 21, moving away from everybody that I knew, being in an area where I knew nobody. It was just me and my fiance at the time, wife now, like grieving being away from my family. Me and my brother, my oldest brother that I grew up with, relationship just going to shit. Like those things made me get through some stuff to be like, okay, certain shit just ain't that bad. That ain't certain things in me. To me, let me be clear. So if I clip this, I don't get crucified. To me, to me, it's just not that deep. Like it's not real life pressure. I feel like being at 18, being in Iraq at 18 is real life pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's
See,
that.
it is, but and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna kind of like highlight what Sterling was saying too. And hey, Sterling, um, but thinking back to like it depends on people's experiences, right? And so
Too,
that's
yeah,
where
for sure.
like even saying like the window of tolerance. So like if the worst thing that has ever happened to me was moving, let's say from I don't know, from one place to the next, that is
Hmm.
all in my mind. Moving is now the worst thing that I have ever experienced. So like for instance, so Rob's level of okay, the worst thing that I have experienced is going to be very different than my level of what the worst thing I have ever experienced is, right? So for me, it's here, even though on Rob's level, it's like you moved, like that's
Yeah.
not that
Yeah,
deep.
but
But
I
for
yeah,
me,
I
that
can't
I've
I can't
known.
yeah, I can't downplay that on you though. Yeah, I get
You,
what you're
you,
saying.
you see what I mean? Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
everybody's
Okay.
people's experiences. That's where their tolerance comes from. So it's like if I have never lost a family member, I'm not going to know the same level or the same depth of pain that you might know. But for me, if I lose my keys, I really might lose it. Because for me, I need to get to where I need to get to and all those things, right? But that's just because my ceiling is just different than your ceiling.
Okay. Touche. Touche. We got a couple comments and we got another one has to go. Sterling also said being able to give what you require. Everybody's boundaries are different. Once your boundaries are in place, once they are crossed, it can become very disrespectful. Agreed. Salute for you. Hey, salute to everybody tapping in tonight, man. Whether you came via Rob, came across it, man. We appreciate the engagement. We appreciate the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Julia said, let me clarify my comment. Was more so for the generation that watered down mental health to where now everything is a mental health related to this movement. I get what you're saying. I think that's an educational thing though. I'm not sure if our peoples really knew what mental health was because they damn sure was messed up, but they ain't really know. They ain't really know. They
Right.
ain't really know. So I have another. This one has to go, and we on the Black Classic Jones, man. We're on the Black Classic Jones. Let me see what y'all feeling on this one, man. One has to go. Juice, New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, or Paid in Full. Which one got to get up out of there, man?
No.
I got Asia. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that early. Asia, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get. So we got Juice, and everybody that's watching right now, tap in and say what you will let go. Which one has to go? Juice, New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Paid in Full. I'm telling you right now, Paid in Full is clear, cannot be touched. Nobody can say anything
Right.
about Paid in Full
Right.
at all. That's not even a question.
At all.
Okay, cool. Do y'all want me? Y'all want me to go first? Because I know mine. I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead. I mean, look, you go ahead. I mean, I know
New
what
Jack City.
I know who it's between.
New Jack City got to go, man. New
T-
Jack
tell
City
me,
got to
tell
go,
me
man.
more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Why?
So like I like it. It's a great movie. It ain't messing with the other ones. Like I feel like tell me the lesson in New Jack City. Love the movie. Tell me the lesson in it.
Don't sell drugs.
Beat out, what up, huh?
Right.
Don't sell
Yup.
drugs.
Don't sell drugs.
So hold on. Okay, touche. Dot, what up? But tell me there was a moral in every story in these four. And granted, I didn't just pick these four. I thought about I did pick them, but I didn't just say like for this reason I'm gonna pick them. You can go through Juice, you can go through Boys in the Hood, you can go through Paid in Full, and all those have a very specific lesson in them. New Jack City is like what you said. Don't sell drugs.
I mean, so I'm going with New Jack City as well.
Okay.
I just like the other three movies are classics, and New Jack City is a classic, but not on the level that those three are. To me,
Okay. Asia, what you think?
Okay, but hold on. Let me ask this though. Was it an easy decision for y'all? Because I just feel like I'm looking still on the Prince thing again because I feel like y'all didn't even put up a fight for New Jack City, and I just
no,
feel like it should you know.
it wasn't easy, but I already knew that Paid in Full and Juice was not getting removed. I knew that just off Bucks, and I was like, well, Boys in the Hood and New Jack City. I kind of just thought about, well, what still comes on TV to this day? Is Boys in the Hood on BET every other night?
Yeah, for sure. I can't, Asia, I'm gonna be real. Mine really boiled down. So even though I had to cheat Collins and I got to see him before you all, mine was really like with New Jack City is a hell of a movie. It's absolutely a classic. This is just for the vibes tonight. But it don't really have I'll give you another one. Y'all seen In Too Deep, right? What's really the lesson in In Too Deep? Great movie, love it.
It was okay.
Whoa, hey, come on, Rob. Like, don't like. I'm trying to talk about something, but when you
It was
disrespect,
okay.
when you disrespect like that, bro, I can't. I'm not.
It was okay. It's not in the conversation with these movies, but it was okay.
So I got a question. I'm gonna remove Juice, right? And I put In Too Deep in there. New Jack City stays.
In Too Deep.
Okay, you woke up and chose violence this morning. So what I was saying was,
I mean, you pick a New Jack City. You picking In Too Deep over New Jack City?
They don't judge me, no, but what I'm saying is they both have a similar. There's not really a lesson in them. Juice, Boys in the Hood, Paid in Full have very great lessons in them, and we, you know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Asia, what did you remove though? You got on us about New Jack City, but you didn't say what got to go.
No, so this is me just being me. I agree that New Jack City has to go, but I just felt like it just deserved a little bit more because I felt like it was too easy for you, Keenan. Like it was like, oh yeah, obviously New Jack City, and in my head I was like, whoa, let's respect the classic here. But I do, but to be honest, I couldn't decide. I didn't know which one I wanted to remove. Just because I think they're all great movies. So until you said what you said, I made my decision actually once you said like what was the lesson? And I was like, well, dang, all the other ones really do have defined lessons.
Yeah.
So that's
Like
the
right
only,
now,
that's the only reason.
like Paid in Full. That taught us that your homeboy can hate on you, man. That taught you that your homeboy can hate on you, bro.
Good movie, man. It was just a good movie.
I really love Paid
But
in
did
Full.
I not
Yeah,
teach you that though?
Huh? Oh, it taught you can't trust nobody, or you gotta just watch closely. But it was just a good movie.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the
New
best?
Jack City has to go.
Hey, impromptu one. What's the best Friday? Impromptu. What's the best? That was not on the agenda tonight.
That's
What's the
hard,
best
man,
Friday?
because I felt like the first. I'm gonna say the first one because you got a little bit of both. You got some seriousness and you got some comedy.
Come on, man.
True.
Come on, man.
If you just want straight comedy, then I'm going with the second one.
The third one better than the second one.
You think so?
You think
When
so?
when it came out, when
Bro.
when Friday After Next came out, bro, that was like instant classic, bro. You telling me the third one is better? Why is the third one better?
You just said Friday After Next.
No, Friday 1 is the best to me, but 2 is better than 3.
You got it, bro. I'm not gonna choose violence tonight.
No, yes you are. Yes you are. I need to know what's
to
up.
me, bro, to me. So I'm gonna say this, man. I always feel this way. Disclaimer: I feel like it's hard to beat number ones in anything. You can't really think of any movie where the sequel beat the first one. You just can't. But bro, I feel like
No,
best timing every. See, damn, bro. Yeah, nah. You trying to get me? You trying? Nah. You got it. You got it, bro. You got it.
Okay,
You got it.
exactly.
You got it.
I'm like, bro, the
Hey,
Friday,
which one's the best
Friday
one for
for
you?
me, it's Friday. Friday is the best, I think, because I do like when it came out, all the things, but Friday After Next, that one really does hold a special place.
Thank
Next
you.
Friday was so then I do agree, Keenan, because even now I think about it, even like a lot of like the jokes that people retell and all that kind of stuff usually is from Friday After Next.
Thank you.
Like most times, I personally, when I think about Friday, I jump to the first one and Friday After Next. I do, even though
Yeah.
I love them all. They're all good. But if I did have to put them in order, it would be Friday After Next, next Friday.
Yeah. So
So
B Dot said Friday. What's the best Friday, chat? Hey, what y'all
what's
tell me?
what's
What's
the
y'all
best
best Friday? Go
Friday,
ahead,
man?
Rob.
Listen, don't forget, like this is when we first got Mike Epps. This is when we first got him. I don't know if he was in something before that. This is when he was really like, who the hell is this dude and why is he so funny?
So,
Like,
hey, so Sterling said he said I think I like 3 better, maybe because I watch it every Christmas. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this, bro. I get it. I get where you try. I get it. But Friday After Next had a way better storyline, bro. And he was funny. Friday After
the
Next
rent
had a
money?
way better storyline than Next Friday, bro. It
The rent,
did, man.
rent money?
I think so.
Bro. The Ricky Smiley being like, bro, it had a way better storyline, and the joint was super. So everybody saying the first Friday. Julia said the first Friday, fuck 12 slimes. Slime said, oh, okay, my fault. Slime said the first one. I think the third one had a better storyline than this, and Mike Epps was just as funny. Come on, bro.
Well, Cat Williams was funny too.
So you really telling me that the storyline of Next Friday is messing with Friday After Next? The storyline.
I mean, you could say the third one was more entertaining. Plus, it was surrounding Christmas, so you're gonna kind of get some extra little sprinkle points for that.
Okay. So B Dot said he agreed that the third one was better than the second one. Now, let's be clear. None of them are bad. None of them are bad. But so moving to the last one, man. It's kind of like a thing I read. Y'all know what I realized that's really good with these conversations is like bringing in Gen Z stats that I be reading. So I went into the workforce trends about what's going on now, and I read that adaptive skills are wanted more now than education, meaning being able to be in different places, being able to communicate, being able to adjust. Adaptive skills are becoming more crucial than actually having education. In addition to, I'm gonna say something after this, but how do y'all feel about these skills that we learned but weren't always taught being more valued than the thing that we were raised to do? So everybody wanted to say, like, when I was coming up, it was like go to college, go to college, go to college. And now it's kind of like college is good, don't get me wrong, but now it's kind of like, how good is your soft skills? How good is your adaptive skills? How good is, how can you take a task out of nowhere and change it into something good? So what's y'all thoughts on this shift back to kind of being like skills that you don't need education for being more important than education? What's y'all thoughts on that? Do y'all agree?
Mm,
Yeah. I agree to an extent. Like I obviously think that there
Hmm.
are certain things that you do need education for, right?
Hmm.
Like there are definitely things, and I think me being a therapist is like there's a lot of work, a lot of education that really goes into it. It's not just listening to people talk or just giving advice, right? So I do think that there are certain specialty things that's like, yeah, you need that extra education because it really, really does help. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I don't think like a lot. I don't think the debt is worth it, and that's where I'm gonna come from. Like with it, I feel like for me, that is such. There are so many things, especially we were talking earlier about just like YouTube and like there's so many other platforms where you can literally learn so many other skills. You
Yeah.
can learn so many things, and you're not gonna go into debt for it, right? But and I do think that I'm grateful that where does it come from? Gen Z, that Gen Z is now like, yeah, let's learn some life skills, some adaptive things. Because there's
Yeah.
even certain things that I'm just like, yeah, y'all need it. We all need it. Number one, number two, there's certain things like even trades. Soon we're not gonna have any plumbers. And I know that sounds crazy for some people, but I'm like, there's just certain
Nah,
things
that's real.
that it's like we some of us really don't know how to do things. And at some point there's gonna be a whole generation that it doesn't exist anymore.
For sure.
Mhm.
What you think, Rob? What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, as someone who went to school, got an associate's degree, school just as I get older, it's starting to look a little scammy to me, man. Like I
Yeah,
know,
what
bro.
you think?
I know so many people who went to college for this and then do that. Like I
Yeah.
only know a handful of people that went to school to do something specific and they're actually doing it. Most people end up having to pivot to something else because they just need a job. Like you'll go to school and pay. I don't know how much the going rate is for 4 year institution right now, but you pay this money, but you're still not guaranteed no job. So now you
Yeah.
got $200,000 in debt, and here I am coming off the street with a 6 month or 1 year technical certification. I'm gonna get the job over you because I got the hands on experience. I got the on the job training type of stuff. So now that people are seeing that, and then they saying, "Well, shit, you know what? I can just go out here and just create my own personality, and I can make money doing that. I don't got to go to school to do that." And that's why you see all of this creators thing
Yeah.
is happening now because you realize, man, we can save that money and end up making more and then take your money and put it in other stuff. So I mean, you still will need some type of education, but the gift of the gab is the name of the game now, bro.
Okay. Respect. Respect. Brittany said school is overrated. Rob, I'm gonna say one thing to what you said that I agree with because obviously I'm in the space too. I don't know if like so I want to start back to the adaptive skill part, right? The fact we learned that, bro. Well, let me ask y'all this: was y'all taught how to move in professional settings, or y'all learned as y'all went? Let me ask
Hell no,
that first.
you got to make a couple mistakes.
Asia, what about you?
No, I learned, but that's I I did learn. But it's because
Mhm.
like my parents put me in like a I was in one of those like a polishing not a polishing
Mhm.
school, but like I learned how to like set tables and like do interview stuff. It was a whole
So
thing,
you were
but
taught it. So you were actually it was
I
intentionally
was
taught to you on how to move in that world,
yeah, yeah,
which
it
I
was.
think which I think should have like I remember one of the biggest classes I took at A&T was a etiquette class, like how to put your silverware on the table, right? But I say, but back to the point that I'm gonna make about adaptive skills. I think the dangerous part about like the creator space, the entrepreneur space, the business space, a lot of these things, yes, you can get money doing it, but is the way we're getting it sustainable? I don't know if it's sustainable without
Right.
the education. You know what I'm saying? I think for me personally, I don't think degrees. are, I think degrees in colleges are scamish. I don't think education behind intentional education is scamish, if that makes sense. Like I think there's certification classes, there 12-month programs where you can go straight in and know what you want to do. I think the scam is like secondary education not doing their due diligence to show kids what this will get you, what this will get you. If you don't know these things, you need to go this route. With school being overrated, let me ask y'all this. Rob, you said you guys are associates. I have a master's. Asia, you have a master's. Do you feel like the relationships and the opportunities and being in an environment of professionals, of professors, of companies that come in, do y'all think like that's just as valuable as the sheet of paper? Like, do y'all think getting a degree, being in the room with these people and having these opportunities or access is just as valuable as the actual degree?
I think it is because if you're in the room, you know what I'm saying. If these are these type of people, they're not. I mean, are they going to question how you got there? Well, I'm here.
Mhm,
So what is it?
mhm.
What does it matter at that point? I'm in this room and I'm able to speak the same lingo as
Yeah,
you, if not better. So I mean, it could be questioned, but will it affect you? I mean, not me.
I
And
got
I
you.
mean, and I like I said, I have an associate's and then I have like certification, technical stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I work with
He
people
could
who
build a Tesla. He
you
could
know,
build a Tesla right
I
now.
work with who I'm in building management, but I work with people who have master's degrees, doctorates,
Mhm.
PhDs. We all sit in the same meetings and talk the same stuff.
Do you ever feel intimidated
No,
based off
no.
what?
I mean, I'm so my thing is because for as long as I've been working, I've been in the government for 17 years, but I'm
Mhm,
I'm still the young dude in the room.
mhm.
So it's like at that point, I pretty much just had to let it be know that I know my stuff. I'm not to be trifled with. And then the
Got you.
moment that they see that, I'm automatically rendered that respect.
Got you.
People who are at that high level, senior leadership and cabinet level and all that other stuff, they sniff you out. They be like, "Oh, this dude don't even know what the hell he doing."
Mm,
Even if you don't know, the way you answer it or address it as if, okay, he's got my respect. So that's
got you.
something important for me, especially because it's not a lot of people of color in the field either,
For sure.
not in the upper management side.
For sure. Julie said you can get an education and not know how to apply it in that field. A learned skill you can apply in the field. Agree. But this is the thing that I think messed millennials up that Gen Z has the opportunity to do. I'm a math major. I'm gonna be real. From the jump when I got to A&T, well, not my first year. I was just a wild boy, undeclared, taking university experience twice. There's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Um, I was, bro. I was like, but transparent moment. Like my mom was like, go to school. She ain't never tell me what to manage in, major in. She was like, take your tail to school. I got there. There's like, oh, take university experience. Like, I took a writing class, a math class, but it was a waste of time. But I ain't know. I said that to say, I do believe this. I believe if you utilize all one of these old heads I used to work with, because I worked at CarMax when I was in college, and he used to always say, college is the only place in America where you will see this many people about the same thing in one place. And he used to say it over and over, but I never understood what he meant. And he was basically saying, like, you got young people that's, driven and trying to get where they're trying to go. You got professors that's trying to get you where you got to go. You got companies coming in trying to recruit. You got, you got it's never that many like-minded people in one place. So after I got out of college, I kind of understood because like when you get in the workforce, you kind of like see the same 15, 20 people all year. You never see thousands of people. I don't think school is necessarily overrated. I think school is only a scam if you don't know why you're going. That's what I'll say. And I feel like the
Yeah.
trade market is really taking a hit. Go ahead, Asia. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say that, and one of the things that my dad used to say often was that like you go to college, it's like yes, you get your degree, all that stuff, but like me and my brother were very different, right? So I knew what I wanted to do and all the things. So for me, it was like, okay, you're going to college to get your degree. My brother, very different. And so my dad was like, "You're going to college because you need the social, because you need that social type of environment." And so, to
For
your
sure.
point, Keenan, college is one of those, if you can utilize it to your advantage, because college can be a tool, right? Where you then do learn how to network, you then do learn how to build those types of relationships, right? You get involved in community and all these things. Like, college for me is really where I found myself. Um, like I knew what I wanted to do educationally, but socially speaking, like all those things intellectually, that was where I found myself, right? I found like my way in college. And so I think in that way it's not a scam. I think the education that you get though, I think that part, I don't know if it's worth the amount of money. But I think as far as like the social stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
college was A1.
Well, if you say it in that aspect, then yeah, they all need to go to college then because they already don't know how to. We already don't know how to socially interact with each other properly
Yeah.
now. So I
Mhm.
mean, it may they can still cut the price a little bit. I'm just saying, a little discount.
So but shoot, bro, you can go to community college for the low and still kind of get some of the same experience somewhat.
I mean that too, but I mean nowadays, man, the kids want to go away.
Yeah, true,
Want to go to the
true.
other side of the country and then call you for money every week.
Come on, man. That's why we parents, bro. That's why we parents, bro. So coming to the last question of the night, man. This might be a little touchy for some, but I want to know y'all opinion on this, man. In the midst of what we know February to be, is Black History Month dying, man? Is Black History Month what we know it to be as a celebratory moment of our stuff? Is Black History Month dying? Asia, why you look down? Is it dying, man? I want to know because I got a real strong opinion, but I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna get in trouble last. Do y'all think Black History Month is dying out? Do y'all think we're still celebrated the way we need to be? Uh-oh. Oh.
I mean, I think the month went by a little quick. I mean, I felt like it was.
How many commercials y'all see?
I mean, outside of like a few sporting events, I didn't even really see it like that either.
How how many moments of celebratory? How many celebratory moments of our history did y'all see this month? Anywhere?
Not as many as last year or the year before.
But Asia, I want to know what your face and your laughing was for. Do you think it's dying? Is that a yes? It is. Or you can't believe
Yeah,
I asked
I
the question?
do. It's all of it. All the things. So the first thing was I was like, why would he ask that? The second thing was like, dang, I think it is. And the third thing I was like, dang, but why do I think it is? So on different levels, right? What I will say is this. I think that it is dying out
Mhm.
partially because I have seen and I do like that I have seen more businesses I feel like celebrate and integrate like black creators, black designers, like that type of stuff. Like the
Mhm.
one that I will highlight is like Target, right? Like I know that Target now has like a permanent section of black folks have created this, whether it's like and it's different stuff, so it could be like a journal or a purse or clothing items. And so I feel like people are now incorporating and highlighting black people on their day to day right now. I think because of that, I think they're like, all right, well, we hooking y'all up all these other months. Do we really need to highlight
Yeah.
and like really put y'all on a pedestal if we're already doing the integrative thing? So I feel like in that way I do think Black History Month is dying because to your point, I have not seen a single nothing. I don't even know if Apple Music did their whole like curated playlist to celebrate Black
They
music.
did not.
Um,
Spotify didn't do it.
so yeah.
We got a really interesting like salute. So I want to get y'all opinion on this. This was joint. Brittany said, has it been taken over by Juneteenth? Are we waiting until June? Because I will say this: Juneteenth got a little more of a buzz around it than Black History Month right now, bro. It do.
Yeah,
What
but
do y'all think though?
that's because they just passed the law. That's why.
It's still fresh.
'Cause yeah, like if that just happened, what, last year or 2 years ago now?
I think the year before last.
I think it's
I think it's only like two,
yeah, so
just like the third year, ain't it?
Yeah, so I think it's just I think it's a buzz thing because people were not like some people we've been rocking with Juneteenth for a while, but if you weren't, it was like, oh, all right, yeah, like now like let's get on it. Because they're mad that the law was actually like passed. And so now people have a bigger opinion about it. But a lot, yeah, so I think that's just hyped up for now.
Rob, what's your thoughts, bro? I didn't hear you say much about it. I heard you agree that it's dying, but what about Juneteenth? What do you feel like
I
it's
mean,
been taken over? You feel like it's
I
new?
think it's fresh, and I think it's it's popular right now. It's trending, if we want to use that word.
Hmm.
It was huge the first 2 years. I think that's what's going to be trending. I mean, yeah, I didn't pay attention to the Black History anything until you just mentioned it. I thought about it. Well, damn, I really didn't see. I really didn't see too much, and I work downtown.
Yeah,
And they usually be pumping it down there, and
yeah,
no, it was kind of like we just quietly skipping the march. Like, well, we almost done.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
it could be. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got a
I,
whole new generation of people coming up, man. Like, they may not be on the type of stuff that our parents and we were on. You know what I mean? I think things are going to evolve. I hope. I don't know if it's going to be for the good or bad, but who knows, bro? They might not want it 50 years from now. Man, let's just get rid of this.
but so there. So to your point, before we get to the comment, I do agree about them not necessarily caring about the same things, but I'm really interested to see what they replace anything with. I actually like Generation Z's freedom of thought, bro. I just think we were so beat into submission mentally about stuff that we're not used to somebody. Now, I do not agree with how disrespectful they can be sometimes or how they go about everything. Like that get a little reckless. I'm not trying to be funny. However, their root and their ideology behind a lot of their movements don't be wrong, bro. They
Can
don't
you give,
have
can
that
you give
same.
us an example?
So for instance, oh my god, I'm gonna get in so much trouble,
It's
man.
Friday.
I know, bro. But I've just tried. Yo, if you
Just
think
put some
about
words
this,
around if you need to.
I'm try. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna do that regardless, bro. I know how to do that now. But let's be real about something real quick. A lot of the Julius, I'm gonna get to your comment, bro. I'm gonna take it out right now because where we about to go with this conversation. A lot of the things that we see a lot of young black kids do is them just operating in a privilege that a certain group has that they don't. So things that we be like, man, why are you so like, bro? Are you? It's really them not having that mindset of like, hey, you don't do that. When you go over here, you don't do that. They do what they feel wherever they feel to do it. And there's a certain privileged group that we're used to doing that, and we give them a nickname. And now when we do it because we're not used to it, we like, bro, they be wilding. No, they just don't have the restriction of saying I can't be me when I cross the railroad tracks. I can be me over there. But we pay the bigger cost because we can get killed by the cops. Certain things can happen to us that's not going to happen to that group. But what happens is some of these young people, that's why we hear the word entitlement so much. If you think about it, entitlement is amongst another. Now, again, I'm not mad at a privileged group. That's not what the point of my conversation. What I'm saying is a lot of young colored people have that sense of entitlement, which is the same thing as privilege, and they do what they believe wherever they are. And because they are a young colored person, that's not what we used to seeing. So it's like, why would you go and do that, bro? It's really just them operating without the restriction of don't do that over there. If my son told me in 3 years, like, or 10 years, like, Dad, I don't know if college for me. All right, so what do you think is? If I said, when I told my mama I might go to the military, she was like, what, boy? You better apply to them schools. They don't have that same restriction, bro. So people call it entitlement, but it's really privilege. They don't have that restriction, and we didn't have it, so we project our restrictions like, yo, they crazy. Now, granted, do they gotta cuss all the time? Do they gotta do it the way they do it? Nah, but they got people teaching them that didn't know how to do it, so we can't tell them how. And unfortunately, they losing their lives. They losing their lives for it. But they really just operating in what they feel like their right is. Does what I'm saying make sense?
Mm.
Mhm.
Did I clarify the example, Asia?
Yeah, I think you gave one.
Yeah. I just think it's that, bro. I love their freedom of movement. I just hope that their movement moves our culture forward and it's not a detriment to what we've built. That's my only fear. Because they're not connected to it. That's my only fear. That's my only fear. Y'all made me go on a rant, bro. I feel, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
It's
Yeah.
Friday. It's
Would y'all teach y'all? Do y'all when y'all talk to like your son Rob, any of your younger cousins, Asia? Do y'all talk to them with the same kind of restrictions that you have from that? Like obviously you don't tell them restriction, but do y'all view their actions like what are y'all doing based off how you came up? Do you kind of project your upbringing on them?
Well, I respect is everything,
Hmm.
and that's what I'm instilling, respect.
For sure.
And so I mean, it's not necessarily old school because I was kind of like loosely raised anyway, even though I was a really good kid.
Hmm.
But just you know how
I
like
saw
things
that
are.
team picture too, bro.
You say, well, yeah, that's what type of time I was on, man.
Yeah.
It's not like back in the day where we didn't have no choice to get your ass whooped type of stuff.
Hmm.
Now, we're not really promoting belts and all that now, but you still have to, ensure that like respect is being rendered. I saw this video online where it was this little boy, he was screaming, on purpose, mom telling him to chill and all this other stuff. And the dad come over and all he do is come over and walk, and the child like freezes up. And he's like, go sit down. He didn't even touch him. And then you look in the comments and say, oh, so you want the kid to be scared of you. You want the kid to fear you. Like you think that's good parenting. Like it is. I mean, I'm just saying. If I gotta go up to my child, I don't have to say, and I'm gonna look at them and they're going because they're acting up. This is mission accomplished for me because
Yeah.
that's the also of course you don't want that all the way up to the adulthood, but that's you prepping them for real life. Like do what you're supposed to do because when you get older, that shit's not gonna help you. If that makes sense. I know I was a little all over the place there, but
No. I get exactly what you're saying. We got a comment that I'm gonna get to, but Asia, I know I was long winded, so I want to give you the opportunity to kind of respond if you would like to anything, um, or you just cool with it.
yeah, I'm cool with it. I like asking questions more so just because I don't have any kids, so I don't like there's certain things I don't see on a day to day. I only see them like when it gets to they're my clients now, right?
Yeah.
So one of my jobs I do have a BIPOC group that I kind of work with, a couple of them. Um,
Hmm.
and we do have conversations about, just like things like microaggressions. And what's interesting is that they're like, some of them are like, nah, I've never experienced that in my life, and others is like, well, yeah, well, I do. Well, sometimes, and so just thinking about certain things are not priority for them. Um,
Hmm.
and and other things are. So, but I love their freedom of expression and how they are just so them. But I do think that they still need that guidance and they
For
still
sure.
need parameters and they still
Yeah.
need to, what we talked about earlier, understand boundaries. And that means, like, for instance, when I introduce myself, I do not say Asia. It is Miss Asia,
Yeah.
period. Just because
For
for me,
sure.
that is like the start of respect. You know what I mean? So even those
Yeah.
small things like that is like call whoever else you want to call by their first name. Um, not me.
Yeah. No,
Not over here.
I respect that.
Um,
For sure.
so
Respect. All right, so this will be our last comment for the night. So from your point, K Dot, do you think it's our fault when we see them act freely and lose their lives by operating without restraints when we know but didn't educate them to it? So Julius, this is what I'll say, bro. I think a lot of times we're reactive instead of proactive. Like I think a lot of times young people do things and we didn't even know that they had that in them. We didn't have a conversation with them to know that they thought that way. So we couldn't really stop them from doing what they do. And obviously, in the example that you gave, like they lost their life, so we can't. But I'm like, it's our fault now because we know. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, nah. But now we know. I think now we're moving to a space where we could teach them how to. Their code switching is going to look very different than ours. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a space where we could teach them the right way. I just think, unfortunately, it's everything take time, bro. Like everything's gonna take time for the police in neighborhoods to look like the neighborhood, for people that make decisions to look like the people that they're making decisions for the education system to realign to actually get people that want to educate children. So I think there's a lot of things to that regard, but somewhat it's our fault somewhat, but I wouldn't say now. I would say now more than then. More than then, bro. Do y'all have anything else on Black History Month?
See you next
No.
year.
Nope.
Yeah, for sure. See you next year. Yes, wow, bro. Hey, look,
It did.
man. Salute
It
to
really did
everybody.
go by quick, bro.
Yeah. Hold on. We got another one. My bad. At the end of the day, it goes back to history. I will say we lack educating this new generation on our history. We do, but they also not interested in it though. So we got to find what they're interested in and meet them there. Salute to everybody that's been tapped in today on this month's Free for All Friday. Major salute to Asia, Rob, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in tonight, man. Pushing through. We are adults. Life do be life, but man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Subscribe if you have not. Like this stream if you have not. Share with someone. We'll be back next month, every third Friday. We do a free for all Friday, man. Salute to everybody. This is Millennials versus World Free for All Friday. We are out.